November 9, 2019. I would like to share a verse in the Bible, and for a very good reason. Okay. Sometimes as people we believe in a certain way and we get stuck into that, and then we find no way out sometimes. So I would like to present two questions. This is really for the entire universe. I mean, for anyone who believe to be, not to believe to be, obviously, who is a human being, who speaks human language. Okay. What is there a difference between captive and slave? And if there is a difference between captive and a slave, what would be the difference? Which one be worst? Okay. I see, it's not that I see. I know, like anybody else. The people from Africa who came as captive, we all know, have suffered and have a wound deep to the bone. And every time it is touched, it hurts as if it is fresh wound. It never dries. Why? I am sure the reason it doesn't heal and it doesn't dry because no one ever tried to heal it. To even look at the case the way it has to be looked at. Here is the case. African American removed under the chain and come here or anywhere else in the universe. They are taken out of their land as captives. It doesn't matter one person catch them or the entire country, but they moved from wherever they are as captives and taken out of their land. So wherever they are, they have no land. And they have no representative, obviously. Because of they are captive, and everybody's talking about slave, all the people have studied the case and the meaning of slave and slavery, but none of this is leading these people to the right direction, to the actual freedom. Emotional, physical freedom. Even if one tells them you are free, to feel it, they have to have something they can say. It is mine, and I am free, and I make a decision. Until there is that place, obviously it is not in America. I personally, even though I was not captured, I came by myself, but I have the experience what it means to not to have, to be like a lamb, really. I only eat what I'm given, all these things. I can imagine living this for hundreds of years. Generation after generation. I survive by the freedom that I experienced before, and I don't even feel as captured or anything here. I live good. I am thankful, really, for American people. However, I lived in a very small scale what it means not to be able to make a decision on your own life. So, even though I'm not captive, but the case of African American is a case of captive. It is not slavery. If it is looked at as slavery, it will never be solved. But look at the case as captive. A captive requires a freedom. A freedom from capturing, there is one case to work in one place, but to hold is another thing. To be held, somebody's holding you, putting a yoke on your neck, and then whatever that is, and then you don't make decision on your own things, body and everything. That is captivity. It is not slavery. So, look at the case as captive, because captive Being captive is worse than being a slave. Because a captive have two choices: do whatever they are asked to do, or to be dead. Because anyways, they are the descendants of the enemy who the capture was fighting. So think of one has to think themselves as captives. That's one thing I can say. The other thing is, what could save the people from this captivity is a promise of God. God promised to these people to be freed and to be held in a certain manner as things happen through time. But the question is here, do you really be Jews to be saved by God? Question 1. What does matter the most? To be the child to God or to be a Jew? Yeah. So, you don't have to be the Jew to be the child to God. You say it, you are child to God. You are. Because no one is any lesser than any other Jew to be the child to God, since one God created everything and every person. So, look at being the child to God. Don't look at being a part of the Jewish history. It doesn't, it doesn't sound right. Like, why waste too much time on this thing? If I am the child to my father, the same level my sister and brother are, I don't have to take that other person's name, because my father knows me by my name. So go with that. But worship like a Jew. Worship just that one God. I mean, when I say worship like a Jew, I don't want you to study the way the Jew worship or anything like that. Just go with that. I am a child to my God. I be a good child to my God. Do what He said to do, and I will benefit the child's rights. So this is the thing. In the Bible, Jeremiah is the Messiah. As I said always, I am saying it now. One, read the book of Jeremiah and hold on to the promises and worship that one God. Anyone who does that, he is protected by that king. You will experience this in your everyday life. Worship God. Know there is the king of the Jew. You will be fine when you think him as a king of the Jew. However, he is a king of the world. Anything that's in this world is given to him. But you have to make sure you don't call him God. God said, I don't give my identity to anyone. In my simple words, I'm not good in English, so He said, I don't give my identity to anyone. So I am God. You worship me the way I told you to worship, and you will identify you by how you listen to what I said. That is, I think, is the thing. So the captive would be freed by the king who worship his God as supposed to be worshipped. So please, I said, don't say Jesus is my God. Don't. You can. I'm not going to stop you, but the core of your identity lies on who you are worshipping. The one who you worship is your God. So you worship Jesus, every white man is your God. You worship God, you are a child to God, to end like as any man, the Jew, the Gentile, this and that, everyone. You worship to God, you belong to God, you deserve and get whatever God gives to his children. You worship that white man, you get what the white man gives. I mean, I don't have any problem to white man. They are wonderful people. I mean, are, they created this land to be the land of the free. I'm saying I'm living like a free person, the value of freedom wouldn't be the same weight for me and for someone else who was here before. Sometimes when something is like out there as grass, you don't see the value of it. If it was one grass, it would be just where I came from, it's food that matters, not really freedom. So don't blame me if I'm cold-hearted about it. However, I am not apologizing, but I am grateful for their work, and they feed me. And if I need support, I get my support through the system that's out there. That's good. But of course, I know I am not their priority. That's fine. However, I'm not worried because who created them is my Father. I don't worry about these things. Any land on the face of the earth is my land because my God created this land. Anyone who says otherwise will be fighting with my God. So, as far as I personally am concerned, with just the place where I'm standing is a space. But when one is moved as a mass, that is another history. So please don't expect me to feel your pain because I can never understand that. Not because I am not an understanding person, but it's just too much. Only it is a miracle to carry on that kind of hardship throughout time. But as I said, God gives strength. So that is the thing. So worship the God who created you. So you worship God, you are a child to God. Whatever your God, your Father is yours. Worship the white man, Jesus, you get what he gives. But if you are looking for a king that is chosen by God, it is Jeremiah in the Bible. Jeremiah is the Messiah, and there were 4 disciples that was testifying about him. One, you have to just read it. So I strongly recommend to look these 2 things. You don't have to be a Jew to be a child to God. You're not a slave, but a captive. And try to leave me alone because I have nothing to do except for telling you what I have to be telling. Okay? That is pretty much it. Thank you. If you are seeking freedom or anything in life, any good thing in life, ask God, እግዚአብሔር. You call him anything, but make sure you know he's the one who created you, but no one or nothing on this earth in front of you. But God is always in and out and around you. Believe, ask for what you want, be good, and you will get what you want. This is guaranteed. Thank you for listening. Until next time.